Hello and welcome to another episode of MEP Originals with me, Almas, Tholot, the editor for MEP Middle East. With humble beginnings in 1954, Voltas Limited has evolved into a premier air conditioning and engineering solutions provider and a project specialist company, carving out a niche for itself in the Indian market and beyond. Today, we have the opportunity to interview the company's MD and CEO Pradeep Bakshi, a frontrunner with close to 3 decades of experience in the consumer durable industry, and gain some insights into the firm and the widely diverse demographic he serves.
Thank you. It's such a pleasure to talk to you today. So, talking about the 7-decade-long legacy of Voltas, what has been the strategy driving the business?
As you rightly said, we started our operations in 1954. And we are going to be a 7th decade completion in 2024. The organization was, humble beginning was made in 1954 in partnership with Voltas brothers from Switzerland and with Tata Sons. And that's how the name has been, carved out. Voltas brothers, VOL, and TAS from Tata Sons. That's how this name has appeared as Voltas. And we have continued with this name, although the partners gave their way in the first few years only, but Voltas continued to use this Voltas brand name, and we have continued. In the first few years, it was basically our journey. If we talk about it, can be broken into 3 parts. Divided into 3 parts. First part was inception of the company, right from 1954 and say early 90s. It was the period of inception. First 40 years, unchallenged leadership. There were hardly any brands available in India who were into air conditioning. Actually, we began with air conditioning. We were the first ones to provide room air conditioners to India. This was the inception period when the factories were being set up, the manufacturing lines were getting set up, the products were getting rolled out, new product designs and all were getting created. That was the story. Then came in the period second phase, which began somewhere in 1993 until 2005. That's what we call as a phase 2, wherein a lot of multinationals came to India. They invaded India and they uprooted brand Voltas because they came with the deeper pockets. They came with a lot of innovative products, and we lost out our leadership position. We started to register losses. In fact, for next 1 decade, 1.2 decades, almost 12 years, we were into huge losses. Our market shares were dwindling at that point in time. We lost the leadership position. We slid from number 1 position to number 7 position during this period. And then came in the phase 3rd in right from 2006 end onwards, when there was a leadership change. So all those people left, and the new administration and the new management took over the charge in 2006, and the baton was given to us to change the fortunes of the company and to turn around the company. And then the turnaround story began in 2006 end onwards, and from 2006 until 22 we have not only regained our leadership position back, but we went on to become one of the most profitable brand in air conditioning space, not only in India, but I can proudly say that probably we will be one amongst the few ones in multinational market, international markets as well. That's how it happened. So I'll give you, second thing I'd like to share with you is Voltas is a diversified business house. We are not only a room air conditioner company. We are not only a project company. We are having, diversified businesses in our company, in our organization. So firstly, we have, let me share with you, the flagship business remains the room air conditioner and the consumer durable piece of it, which used to be initially only the room air conditioner. But then we realized over the last few years that, remaining an air conditioning company is not a right thing because it's a seasonal product. So we got into the room, the consumer durable space, larger space, which is refrigerators, washing machines, microwave ovens, dishwashers. These categories we introduced, about 4 years back in 2018, and this is in partnership with a Turkish conglomerate, largest conglomerate in Turkey, which is Arçelik, and under Voltas Beko brand. That's the brand name which we've been using, and we've been giving refrigerator, washing machine, microwave ovens and dishwashers in this Voltas Beko brand. Air conditioner, of course, remains the Voltas, flagship category. So that's how we got into it. And then besides this, we are also into the project businesses, which is again divided into 2 parts. One is a domestic business, which is in India, where we've been carrying out large MEP projects. We are a mechanical, electrical and plumbing business group. We've been carrying out and we've carried out several large iconic projects in India. Then again in international market, if you look at, we have got large presence out here in international arena. We are headquartered in Dubai, but of course we've got branches across GCC countries. We are available in Saudi, Bahrain, Muscat, Qatar, Oman. Everywhere we've got our offices, our people. More than 5,000 workers have been working here, managers and workers who've been helping us creating and developing this part of the globe as well. And again, several iconic projects have been carried out in this vicinity or this geography also, including the Burj Khalifa. We partnered with them in creating Burj Khalifa, Sidra Hospital in Qatar. We've also carried out, Wafi Mall, Mall of Emirates. Not only, GCC, but we have done, some projects, in Singapore, Hong Kong, etc., Hong Kong Airport, Hong Kong Metro. And then also, very recently, we've carried out and finished a project in Singapore, Thomson East Coast Line. So 9 stations have been provided by us there as well. So this is how we've been, spanning out our operations into projects businesses. Then one more, 2 more small businesses, which is largely engineering, trading, products that we've been dealing with as, they are traded products, which is mining and construction equipment and textile machinery business. So mining and construction equipment business is again based out of India and Mozambique. So these are the operations. We are overall, if you look at, we've been about more than $1 billion, group, Voltas as such. We are part of the Tata Group. Tata Group has got 103 companies, and we are one amongst the top 10 companies in the group in size and scale. So 7 decades story I've given you, what our existence is about. And if you talk about strategy, as I said, is last part, how we have remained relevant to the consumers, how we have been able to sustain our leadership position, how we have been able to carry out our operations so nicely and smoothly. And I'm blessed with a great team out here everywhere in India as well as in international arena. Our focus has always remained, we have always remained a customer centric focused company. That's what has been always at the back of our mind. We were the first one in India to adapt to the energy efficiency norm. And today I can say Voltas' name is synonym to the energy efficiency because we were the first one. And we educated consumers on this energy efficiency platform as to how can one save money or by saving the electricity. By mid of 2011, we were already the brand leaders again. We took back our leadership from the people, multinational company. And for more than a decade, we continue to remain market leaders.
What does the current economic situation in the MEP industry in the MENA region look like to you? And how do you see it evolving in the future?
Yeah, very interesting question again. The world is looking up to a new era. And people are opening up. The pent-up demands are getting opened up now. And all the economies are looking at as to how do we encash upon these opportunities, can we become closer to the aspirations of the consumers and the public at large. So if, looking back at GCC, and most of the economies are actually now opening up, as I said, is GCC, a lot of investments have been announced very recently. Governments like UAE, Saudi in particular, in fact, about 3 months back I was traveling in Saudi Arabia as well, and by organizing the FIFA World Cup in Qatar, these are the testimonies of government's commitment towards enhancing the economic well-being of those geographies. All of them have been looking up to that. And we are going to partner all these geographies, all these countries, Middle East in particular, to become their partner in their growth journey. That's what we are looking at. We are going to capitalize on these opportunities. KSA as well as UAE have been presenting a lot of investments to major economies. In fact, they've been not only, they are announcing and they are throwing open these opportunities for locals, but they are also inviting people from outside KSA. And Similarly, the Qatar as well as the UAE countries, they've been inviting all of us. We should come here, be their partners, and expand their economy, expand the probably the for the well-being of the public at large. All these areas have been providing us with the opportunity. Economies are looking up, investments are being announced, and I see there is a great potential in working out here in this region. So we are quite gung-ho about it, and we will continue to provide whatever support is required at our level to make these geography grow.
Thank you for that. In the current electrical and electronics industry, what opportunities do you foresee, and how can Voltas leverage the best of this business opportunity?
So I would like to answer it in twofold. You see, firstly, if I were to take you back to India and talk about it, so electrical and electronic, I partly answered in my first, when I was giving you a, history brief. That time also I spoke about it. India has got a population which is as big as China. We are almost touching 150 crores, 1.4, 1.5 billion, population base. So what does it reflect? It reflects that there is a great potential of demand going to grow up. That's one. Second, India has already reached the inflection point in the income, per capita income. We are already crossed $2,000 per person, per capita, which means we are already touching the base from where China had triggered their success story about 20 years back. That point in time, China had touched this inflection point. We have already touched. We've got a consumption base, large consumption base as big as China. We have reached the inflection point where people can afford to buy these products. So India is in a very, very sweet spot today to cater to those requirements. So India can become a next manufacturing hub, and India can provide with desired or requisite level of skill set and at economical prices. Our labors are not costlier as compared to several other countries. So India can be in a very, very sweet spot to be fit into that slot of becoming the next manufacturing hub for the world. Middle East also is a hot and humid environment, and we're going to focus here on the corporates. We're going to focus here on the appliances front. We are here to stay for a longer period. We've been already for 40 years in this geography. We're going to continue to be here to be able to part of this economic growth journey of this region as well. That's our commitment to this region.
That is great. Going back to your flagship offering, especially in the Indian market, there are many companies competing and new entrants are constantly entering into the market. So what makes Voltas stand out from the crowd?
Fantastic. Lovely question again. You see, you very rightly said so India, of course, has been, the focus area for the entire world. People are looking at entering into Indian market and to take a share of the pie Indian market. So more than 50 brands are available in India today. Voltas has already created a niche in the minds of the consumer by our product offerings, including both products and services. And our market share is the largest, as I said, is 1 out of every 4 ACs being sold in India is a Voltas AC. We are having the largest brand equity in India, and brand recall happens to be the largest again. I told you GCC, we've been for more than 4 decades. We've carried out several large projects, which I've already mentioned. We have carved out a niche for ourselves because of our proven track records. Not only the new clients approaching us from this part of the globe to carry out their projects, but we continue to get repeated orders from the existing clients also. And we are very delighted to work here.
Thank you for that. Coming to another hot topic, which is Technology, always. Technology is constantly shaping the MEP industry, creating innovative solutions, helping us rethink how we build infrastructure, design cities, and consume energy too. However, keeping up with this industry changing technology, it can be difficult as more and more innovations hit the market. So, how do you do that?
Okay. Yeah, you're right. World is transforming at a very tremendous pace. Consumers today are the younger ones. A lot of young nations we have, especially India, and they are tech savvy guys. They want everything to be at the back of their palm and in their hands. So that's what consumers are looking at, and that is what we are into creating. We have come up with new solutions with agility and tenacity. Our R&D and manufacturing teams continue to work round the clock in developing these smart technologies for our valuable consumers using Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, which we bring to the core of our products. That is what is being done by us, and that has helped our both products as well as project businesses to remain ahead of the curve amongst large competitive scenarios. You will be delighted to note, and I'm very happy to share with my consumers and of course the public I'm talking to, that more than 1,000 or 1,100 chillers which we've installed in India are all connected back to my headquarters in my operations, where my operating teams are monitoring the performances of these chillers so that they continue to perform trouble-free to our consumers. And similar thing is we are going to replicate into our other products, into our air conditioners, into our commercial refrigeration, into our commercial air conditioning, and also we would like to replicate this same technology out here in Middle East as well. So this is what the world is looking at. They are becoming digital. Everything is getting digitalized, and consumers, as I said, this younger population is tech savvy. They want everything to be controlled by using the digital technology. That's what we are looking at. Even our sales through digital medium, all those e-commerce channels, we are one of the largest ones there also. Not only in creating the product, but also providing them products at their doorsteps through e-commerce channel. We are one of the largest. We have our own website besides dealing with the world renowned brands in this segment. We have also got our own website from which customer can see, look at the product and can buy the product. We are also providing customer physical. If you've heard of that word physical, it used to be digital. Now physical and digital both has been combined together, and there is a physical thing which is being done. So we've created a store, experience center in Mumbai in India, where we are trying to provide the consumer similar kind of experience of physical, while customer can digitally look at the product, feel the product, see the product, and then can buy the product as well. So this is what is physical store as well as digital technology combined together. We are providing them with the physical experience to our consumers to be able to closer to the products which they want to buy.
That's amazing. Talking about energy efficiency, data indicates that the construction industry accounts for 40% of worldwide energy usage and 40% of carbon dioxide emissions. Despite a lot of efforts being made towards green construction, energy efficiency is still a major concern. How is the MEP industry, and especially Voltas, approaching this issue?
Yeah, you are right. The construction activity, is responsible not only for damaging the ozone layer, the environment, increasing the GWPs, but also it consumes a lot of energy. You're right in that. And what we've been trying to do is, it's very easy talking about this and becoming critic, but how do you figure out a resolution or a solution to all those issues? Is what we've been doing. We've been investing into technology in our MEP project segment, using latest technology. We have been using the infrastructure which is smarter, which is digital enabled, and which is going to help us save on energy. Our smart and energy efficient air conditioners introduced, as I said, we were the first ones to bring them in India, are a testimony to that. Way ahead of time. Government of India made it mandatory in 2010, whereas I had introduced it in 2006-7 only. 2006 rather. We remained ahead of time. Our eco-friendly fixtures we've been using in creating the, carrying out the projects. Green building is another thing which I'd like to talk here and mention here when you are saying, yes, the projects, the construction, all these, spoil and damage the environment and the ozone layer. So we were the first one to carry out a net zero green building in India, which is Paryavaran Bhavan, Environment Ministry, Environment House we created in India, which is net zero building, which was created, first of its kind, created by Voltas. And I'd like to proudly say that we would like to replicate the same internationally and in this part of the globe also. We've been working on several projects that target LEED Gold and LEED Platinum standards, and we are ready and we've been offering to our clients. So this is what is in our hand. While I understand the activity, we are involved into an activity which is bit of a damaging to the environment, but by doing our bit, we are taking the responsibility. We are becoming a responsible citizen. We are becoming a responsible person, and therefore trying to address all this efficiently.
Talking about prefabrication. Prefabrication, as we know, offers many advantages over conventional construction methodologies, especially in the context of projects executed in remote locations. And if I'm not wrong, Voltas has adopted this approach, I think, since 2015. So how do you address any challenges and mitigate them as and when they arise?
Prefabrication, of course, is absolutely at the bottom of my heart. This we created about a couple of years back. When we realized, when we were carrying out projects, most of the sites are so cluttered. You actually don't get space to, carry work simultaneously on several things. And therefore, this particular idea came to our mind that we can take it back to our factory and we can do the prefabrication out there while this site, the construction work is on. Meanwhile, this prefab is ready. So with that idea, we moved on to the offsite construction. Space and cost, both of them became advantageous to us. We had the better software abilities to work on the coordinated design for the prefab. Integrated project planning was possible by doing it offsite, and nimble supply chain. All these were instrumental and helpful in doing our activities on the prefab front. This has saved on time. This is savings on the costs. Also, we remain, ahead of the industry. That was the idea which we moved, and this was appreciated by one and all. All our clients appreciated, and we could actually carry out the projects on time due to all this. This has been a very advantageous thing, prefab, and very useful.
So coming to the next question, as we know, a lot of projects are coming up in Saudi and other Middle Eastern countries. And we know that Voltas has expressed optimism about these markets. So what are your plans in these countries?
KSC is an emerging market. We have been into Saudi Arabia for last couple of years. We were doing some projects, but But with the new administration, things are shaping up, afresh. And KSA has been announcing big investments. They are developing very fast, and they need a contractor like Voltas in helping MEP work carried out efficiently and smoothly in that territory. And you see, we have proven records. We've carried out large size projects, similar kind of projects, as I explained you in my previous questions also, while answering previous questions. And we're going to replicate and repeat those strengths and those experiences of ours displayed out in UAE, Qatar, Oman, Bahrain, in KSA as well. As I said, is in my commitment towards that country, I was there in the month of July. I had met up government officials, and we've taken a vow that we will be your partners in developing. Like KSA, Bahrain is growing, and for KSA, Voltas as I said, is smaller projects have been carried out, but we have signed up very recently a very big project, which is a theme water park. We're going to start work out there. We are moving resources to deploying resources to carry out that job. We are a top MEP contractors in the region, and all GCC countries are inviting us to be their MEP partners, as we are not only reliable and trustworthy, but we are technically a strong brand to rely upon. So we are committed, and in KSA we look forward to signing up more contracts. My team has already been working on several other projects. They are at tender stage, and most probably in next few months I would be in a position to share some more news with you on that KSA front.
Thank you for that. Coming to UAE, what lies in store for the company in the near future?
UAE continues to offer opportunities. There are opportunities galore, and we've been working on that and will continue to work on it. But there's still space for Voltas to grow in this market, as a lot of new projects are getting announced. We've been already partnering, I think, in my opinion, 4 or 5 large projects, and several smaller projects are being, are under, execution by our teams. And we'll continue our growth strategy in UAE and in this region.
Great.
That's all from my side.
We wish you good luck, and thank you so much for spending this time with us.